A pop sensation, Blanca has released her third studio project. The new album is titled The Heartbreak and the Healing. Ashley caught up with Blanca to get all the deets.
Blanca, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
No problem. So let's talk about this new album, third studio album. And I'm reading that it's kind of two sides to one story. Tell me about that.
Yes. So this album is called The Heartbreak and the Healing. And it talks about my process of walking through a divorce, which was very scary, very difficult, full of emotion. And honestly, when I started the process, I didn't know, is this going to be on an album? Is this going to be just for my own kind of therapy? But as I started developing some of these songs and writing things out, I knew that there was purpose in it, that the things that I was walking through, I wasn't alone in, and that there had to be someone out there that needed some encouragement as well.
That's beautiful. And I was actually going to touch on like the gospel side of it, because you do a great job of fusing, you know, gospel, hip hop, Latin, just the whole sound all together. But how do you do it? I can't imagine that that's something easy to go about.
Girl, I don't know. I try my best. I said, I listen to the culture. I try to hear kind of what's out there. What are people listening to? How do I connect? Just in a real authentic way. And I'm from Puerto Rico. My family is of Puerto Rican descent. And, you know, that's just a mixture. That's a whole mixture of, you know, African-American roots, Spaniard, Indian. And so it's like, it's been a part of me since I was a little girl. It's like connecting with who I am, those soulful parts, that the rhythm, and even making some of the songs in Spanish. Spanish was just something that I've done recently. So I just try to incorporate it all into my music.
Yeah. Who did you grow up listening to? Like, who are you inspired by?
That's crazy because someone asked me this recently, and I think a huge influence for me growing up was Lauryn Hill. I remember listening to the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill and being blown away by her vulnerability. And like, I felt like it wasn't just music, but I felt moved. And being a young girl, I'm like, what is happening? Like, I feel like I'm not supposed to have this much insight into her story. But that's when my love for like R&B really grew and began to take root. And then of course, like the divas of the 90s were a big influence. Mariah Carey, Whitney Houston, Celine Dion, just like I would do all their songs at talent shows and for my family with my hairbrush. So
well, I guess I feel like I don't even need to ask my next question, because it was going to be what kind of dream collaboration would you really enjoy? And I mean, who wouldn't love to have Lauryn Hill on an album though? I mean, that should be anybody.
That would be wild. That would be wild. I don't think people would be like, how did that happen? But she's amazing. She's like, I hear her voice and it gives me goosebumps.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I'm gonna put it out in the universe for you, girl. I'm crossing my fingers for you. I would love to hear it. So I would love for you to do it. Well,
I don't think I'd be able to sing. I would just be like, you just take over the song.
Well, I have to thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate you. And everyone will get out there and get this third album. I know it's going to be good.